Okay, so I'm going to try and kind of give y'all a bit of a Cliff Notes version of what's been going on around here. I'd say a month ago, I was probably talking to my daughter, and she had made the comment that I hadn't put anything out on YouTube in a while. And unfortunately, I had to admit that I wasn't doing anything, so I couldn't put anything out. Some of you that I follow, especially like Bruce and Rocker Pat that I followed longer than anybody else on YouTube, may or may not have noticed that, I kind of disappeared as far as commenting too. And I promise you guys, I think I've caught all the videos that you've made, but I'm not exactly sure. And hopefully I'll kind of get back into commenting and participating more like I was, because I really enjoy YouTube and I enjoy the friends that I have on here. But kind of a Cliff Notes version of what's been going on is roughly about mid-June, I started getting extremely tired. And, I would either come home from work and sit in a chair the rest of the evening, or I would fall asleep, or, hell, sometimes I think I was in bed by probably 7 o'clock. And with a lot of encouragement from friends and family, I got checked out. I went to a doctor, and what had happened was that I got diagnosed with APL leukemia. The good news is it's probably it is the more treatable version of leukemia. So I got extremely lucky. I got diagnosed quickly. I got treatments quickly, and it's just kind of a matter of time now. But I was diagnosed like the first week of July, and I was told, the day I got diagnosed, I received a phone call from a doctor I'd never met in Indianapolis, who basically said, "You can't get here fast enough." So I was in the hospital in Indianapolis from early July until early August. When I was released in August, I got to come home, which is, one of the greatest feelings ever if you've ever been hospitalized for any amount of time. Although I have to admit, the people in the hospital there are fantastic people. They're very caring. They're very good. They took excellent care of me. But I got sent home in August, but I was still, neutropenic, which meant that I had to be extremely careful about being around people. I couldn't afford to get sick. My body wasn't capable at that time of handling, fighting diseases. And I had to be very careful about injuring myself. I couldn't get cut. I couldn't, I had to be exceptionally careful. So I was home, but, I had to be very careful with everything that I did. So we got through August. The 1st of September, I was able to return back to work. I've been working through September, and it's now October. And I'm actually starting to kind of get back here, and we'll go over the hot rods here in a few minutes. But I'm actually kind of starting to get out here and figure out where I was and kind of start working again. I just want you all to know that I'm doing good, and I've actually never felt more blessed or lucky in my life. Friends and family, stepped up and were amazing. People that I didn't even really think knew me were at least sending messages and prayers, and it was extremely amazing. The amount of people that came out and are giving me support. So I don't feel a bit bad about anything. Like I said, I've never felt more blessed or more fortunate in my life. At this point, I'm back to work. I still have to go through treatments until the 1st of March. So I've got a little road to hoe here, but we're getting through it. Things are looking good. My blood work's looking good. I'm starting to get moving around. Things are starting to kind of return to normal for me, and I couldn't be happier. You know, like I said, you know, Rocker, Pat, and Bruce, you know, I followed you guys the longest. I've watched your shows. Bruce, while I was in the hospital, I even went back and watched some of your mini bike videos because it was fun to go through town on the mini bike. But so, you know, that's very much a Cliff Notes version of what's happened and where I'm at. I don't know where I left you guys I'm not even sure where I left me as far as the hot rods go. But the T-bucket, and rather than to walk around and stuff, I'm just gonna, you know, kind of tell you guys because I want to keep this as short and sweet as I can. But, you know, the T-bucket stripped down, the frame stripped down. I've got most of the welding done. I'm actually kind of, you know, it's the 1st of August. I am getting back out in the shop and trying to figure out where I was and start doing some work again and what I need to do. Me and the old girl, we've been out and about here for a little bit. You know, we made a run up to Fairmont a couple weekends ago and hung out at the James Dean Festival, got to meet some people, and I'm healthy enough now that I can actually kind of get out and shake hands and socialize, and it was great. I enjoyed it. The Nova, the wiring harness is in for the EFI. I need to, my son's right, I just need to hear that run, and I think I would be starting to get more inspired to work on it again. But I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video on any of this or not, but I figured what the hell, you know, I hope to come back and start making videos again because I really enjoy it, and I enjoy, you know, there's a lot of you, Mofo Driver and Bruce and Rocker Pat and Rod Bob and just a whole bunch of people that I like to watch. But like I said, you know, Rocker Pat and Bruce have been the two I followed the most, and you know I haven't been out much or made myself known much, but I am out here still watching your videos. I followed Rocker Pat down the rabbit hole and Bruce and doing his thing, and I just, you know, I want you to know I'm still out here. I'm hopefully going to start making videos here pretty quick. I've been working on the frame some here in the last probably week or so. I haven't done a lot, but like I said, I've kind of got to figure out where I'm at. I don't exactly remember. So this is kind of a Cliff Notes. Hey, how y'all doing? I hope you're all doing good. You know, just, you know, trying to get things going for me again, you know, get myself re-inspired, start moving and shaking again, you know, watch you guys, and just kind of, you know, the quick and dirty version of what's been going on. You know, I hope I find you all healthy and well, and you're all out there doing your things. And I don't know, maybe there'll be a video later of what's going on with this. I've got to deliver some stuff to a friend of mine here, so I'm going to take off for a little bit, and if I get back out here, I might show something. If I don't, then this is where we are for today. But for right now, this is kind of the, you know, I just want you to know that I'm still out here. I'm still watching you guys. I'm starting to come back myself and make some videos, hopefully, and I'll be a little more socially interactive with what's going on. And y'all have a good day. I'll catch you later.